Wake up, everybody, no more sleeping in bed. No more backwards thinking, time for thinking ahead.
The world's changed so very much from what it used to be. There's so much hatred, war, poverty. Revolution! I want to start a revolution, a change for the better on everyone's behalf. The story of my generation. Whether my voice can be heard from my back porch or the entire nation. Words seen, action seen, voice heard, all by my generation. Be that farmer in the field, plant seeds into stable foundation. Uproot weeds, quench thirst, all for my generation. Be that one outspoken fool amongst the crowd. Stand proud with your own 2 feet. Voices shall reach peaks, new altitudes and atmospheres. Because when truth is spoken, gravity will never be a problem. Sway, stagger a few steps, stumble across thoughts, untouchable. Your own worst enemy will only be you. So stand strong, soldier on the front lines. Who is willing to march with me, all for my generation? Let me be our Angela Davis, a descendant of a king which makes me a queen. Our Malcolm X, a Baraka that writes. Let me be a rebel of just cause. Let us be those individuals who urge others to pause and think. Our pasts are intertwined with our futures. So what will you do, all for your generation?
I will be at home while swollen bellies of the 60s march for the right to minimum wage, staging boycotts, a global bud staged by pregnant adolescent feet who went without mention as we faced the opposition, but we only know of Rosa Parks' tales. See, we must not fail. We must not fail those who carry out the mission of the institutions in higher eds. We cannot continue the thoughts in the wombs of people we think are higher than ourselves, nor entertain wars from governments that are no higher than we. As we till our nation's ground, we cannot offer up our seeds, waiting for heaven to rain, when the things we need are simple. Homes, wherever they may be, they are still unities in these commons. So we are still communities, even though we do not resemble, but the trenches of change is still on our heels. Alone we grow nimble and believe our fears, but together we liken them to the things we alone cannot feel, like tables with families to dine on, school books to pine through, pantries with foods the corner stores cannot sell. Our souls, our fabrics, loom together with expectations that even bullets spindling through cannot dispel. We cannot fail these little coffins that lay before us. They need not be a curse, but verses in a poem we are obligated to tell. Let them enable us to rise out of our demise. You don't have to close your eyes to dream.
Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last time I checked, that bright light from the right that sets in the west to the darkened skies gave him that room to rise. That voice that booms, sending echoes that loom through generations, stations of life, in all his right seed. Rising from the ashes, I stay here to fight for those who can't, who don't, who won't, or know how, so I will stand my ground. His dream is mine. I strive to live life through his eyes, by uplifting those who still stand blind to past and present time. So I say rise, rise to the challenge. Free them from delayed doubt bestowed, but self-confidence so low. Give them hope while us staying afloat, and courage to vote. Help them learn how to stand on their own without the help of a rope.
Comments disabled, since many of them were hateful and racist. It reads beneath one YouTube video of Dr. King's famous dream speech, and I am sickened by that sad reality. Sometimes it seems our beloved internet is breeding a safe haven for hatred. Initially, I had been pleased to see that the full version of King's 17-minute-long speech had been viewed over 10 million times. But I was equally or more discouraged to find that nearly 1,300 people had taken the time to rate the video thumbs down. It reminded me of how far we have left to go, and how, at least in small cities, sometimes segregation still exists. I mean, downtown's got diversity, the suburbs mostly white kids. And while I may never know the difficulty of the word forgive, I do believe we must live amongst our differences. Alone we rise above undeserved stigmas, but still our communities remain divided when you look at the big picture. Dr. King had a dream inspired by the content of his character, but I'm not so sure his dream has been realized by our America.
This is not the dream that Martin Luther King had for us. The right to education is being wasted. We now have a nation of children who would rather get their education in the streets, living that hard knock life, instead of getting a fresh start on life with taxpayer-paid education. Come on and look at these statistics. It's a 72% high school graduation rate, but locally here in Syracuse, one high school is worse. It's at 33%. Those numbers continue to rise, but not for the better, and it scares me as a mother of three. I did not bring them into this world to fail them, nor will I stand by and let them be a part of this, so I rise. I rise so that I may make a difference in reconquering his dream. As a people, we have a responsibility to promote, teach, and live that American dream. My children understand that I will not let the system take hold of them and make them a contributor to this alarming fate. America, it's time to take back your sons and daughters. Restoring the order, it begins at home and not in the streets. Do not lay blame, claim it, as I have. As a mother of three, by the powers vested in me, I refuse to let the system fail.
This sofa is too comfortable for me. See, I stand amongst you convicted at the past statistics of racism that's making a mockery on past struggles for freedom. The environment is worse than ever before. It has been decades too long that we've sat on unemployment lines. We've sat on healthcare disparities, sat on police brutality, and cops are still getting away with murder. I see the kids, uneducated and proud of it, and the reality of death is passing them with every bullet. You and I benefit from the countless nights that Dr. King planned alternate routes to those 60s marches that have ministers scared to leave. They're flossing on that new money to purchase the American dream, white picket fences, and a little more education. Like Harriet Tubman said, freedom or death, it should be our words to live by.
I rise. I rise. I rise because I am free. I refuse to move to the back of the bus and allow you to take my seat, so I stand. And I ask you to stand with me, because I believe that we are Black powerful leaders, intelligent brothers and sisters, with the ability to change the system for our children's future. People, I come to you as one, that we will unite and become millions, provide leadership for our children to ensure their freedom. So I ask you to rise, get out your seats, stand with me, stop living in fear. Martin Luther King Jr. had a dream, not a nightmare. So rise, rise. What
Are you still sitting for?
What
Are you still sitting for?
What
Are you still sitting for?
Our children are dying in the streets and dying in the war. They're lost without God, rich without knowledge. People, knowledge is power, so rise, rise. What
Are you still sitting for?
What
Are you still sitting for?
What
Are you still sitting for?
Our ancestors sacrificed their lives to eliminate hatred. Most of them died to make a statement. For us, they paved the way. So why are we teaching our children to settle for good when they have the potential to be great? People, we must be leaders. Our children need us to keep our eyes on the prize, so rise, rise. What
Are you still sitting for?
What
Are you still sitting for?
What
Are you still sitting for?
Stand with us. Thank you.